Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Derek, this is Fatal RPM, and in today's video, we are actually here at Pull and Pay. I don't know if you can see that or not. You probably can't, but we're out here in Pull and Pay, and we're going to be grabbing some parts for the Z. Now, some of the stuff that I actually want to get here today is going to be a fan controller so that I can properly control the fans that we're going to be putting on the radiator for the Z, as well as a hydroelectric power steering pump. And that's because the provisions aren't available on the harmonic balancer for me to be able to run the power steering pump that we have on the car. So we have to switch to a electric or hydroelectric if we actually want to continue to have power steering, which we are 100% doing. In addition to that, I might grab some pigtails that I may need, like for the injector and for the coil packs, as well as the oil pressures or the oil temperature sensor and the coolant temp sensor. So without further ado, let's go ahead. We're going to roam the yard first before we actually start pulling parts. And that's just so I don't have to walk around with all the tools. So let's go ahead, get in the yard. All right, so we are here in the yard finally, and I want to apologize in advance for this audio quality. I couldn't find the whole rig for the GoPro with the mic and stuff. So something that I did remember that I had forgotten in the car is I'm also looking for an alternator, and they have one Nissan Quest here that just got here not too long ago, and I think I see it actually. Hey, there we are. The alternator here. The alternator is here. Awesome. So we have the alternator off the Quest, which is great. Now, I had a whole paper that I was going to, I had all the cars and everything written down, and of course, that's the one thing that I actually forgot. So I'm trying to remember. We have the alternator, power steering, and the fan controller. So we're gonna go to the import section to see about the power steering, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this out today, unfortunately, because we only have about an hour left here before the yard closes, and yeah, it's gonna take me a little longer than an hour because I don't know 100% what I'm doing, but we'll get it out. So, not even really looking, and I walked right past this Mazda, and look at that, power steering pumps right here. All right, so that's one thing, and I'll probably want to find another one just in case that one doesn't work. So here is the other one, and yeah, there's nothing left here other than this guy. I mean, there's like 5 more, but yeah, there's no power steering here. Might be able to pull a couple relays just to make my life a little easier. I don't know. Let's keep looking though. No. All right, I think I'm done looking for power steering. This would be a nice roller. It's a cabriolet. Whoa. I did not know. Interesting. All right, so this is the first Fusion. It's a 2006, so it's a good year. So here's the radiator. Now I just need to, because I don't actually know where it goes. I want to know why all these parts are on here. So there is, oh, there it is. Nice. That is exactly what I need. All right, so I know at the very least we can get 2 out of the 3 parts that we came here to get today. Let's see, what time is it? 3:43. So we have an hour and what's that? 17 minutes left. I'm gonna look at these things and see what tools I actually need to get them off. All right, so first up is gonna be the Ford. We have the clips there. It is a Torx, so it's gonna be relatively simple to get out. And I have my vape standing on the side just in case. Get a little frustrated. So I found another Mazda. This is not the one that we had looked at when we first came in, but this one looks like it's in slightly better condition. Of course, there's going to be water in there. I don't know why, but all the caps are missing for these. I have no idea. But we got that, and it's just 3 bolts. The wheel well's not in this one, so this bolt back here is a lot easier to get to, even though that one's rusted up, but looks like it's relatively simple. So let's get at her. Just to make my life a little easier. Oh, this thing is heavier than I thought. May or may not have dropped it already. Unintentionally. But we got the pigtails for what we need. I'm just gonna let this, I'm gonna tip this thing upside down. Oh, right on the tools. Good thing I have paper towels in the car to clean off these tools. Gross. All right, so this is all the hardware. Clean these off with my pants. So I feel as though this is a mission successful. I got that line off right there. So we got that to move over. Oh, nope, not that one, but that one back there. Got that to move over. We got this guy. I'm just gonna have to source a cap somewhere because, like I said, none of these cars have caps. But yeah, so I think this is pretty much everything. We just need a couple pigtails that we're gonna pull off of the car when we head out. But 4:37. Okay, yeah, we don't have too much time. We got just over 20 minutes to get the last, go away. Get the last of our stuff and get out of here. So let me just make sure I have all my tools. All right, and that's everything. Let's get out of here. All right, so now we're back at the garage. I'm a sweaty Derek. This is our home. So we got this guy here. I'm really not trying to touch because it's covered in power steering fluid, but the power steering pump, it's not light. And we got this guy here, which is our controller for the fans. So we're gonna be switching to electronic fans, as everybody does on these things pretty much. And with that, this is going to be able to better control the fan speeds instead of just on and off. The MS3 will actually be able to vary that speed via this controller, because the MS3 does not have enough amperage to actually move the fan without making a horrendous sound. And I also got this guy, which is I think it's a GM pigtail for the throttle position sensor. This is actually used for all the oil and coolant sensors that GM pretty much uses. So I'm gonna need another one of these in addition to this one that I was actually able to grab. The only reason why I have one is because I was pushing the time really close to the point where it was 10 minutes and I still hadn't gotten that thing. So I ran around like a chicken with his head cut off looking for the vehicle that I actually saw it on so that I could grab it before we head out. So what we're gonna finish doing here in the video is I wanna see if I can find a place where we're gonna put this. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be putting it in the wheel well, but I'm not 100% on that. In addition to that, I want to pick this guy up and pull off the flywheel so that I'm actually able to rotate the engine. Not rotate the engine, but turn it over. So let's go ahead and see what we can figure out here. Now I'm only showing you this here because it's easier to film over here. This is on the driver's side of the car, because we're actually gonna mount it over there on the passenger side in the wheel well. But what I'm looking at here is I'm able to, because this right here is the frame. Pretty much everything under this little bead here is not usable. Like I can't drill into that because it's going to be a pain to actually get bolts into, because that's the frame. So we're going to go just above that right here, and if I can just, I'm going to cut a hole like right here, so at the top of pretty much all of this can stick up through, and then those 2 bolts, like I said, this is going to be on the passenger side, so it's going to be actually a lot easier because this bolt's lower over here, so it basically it would be flipped like this. So I can drill a hole here, here, and then this can bolt in there and hold this up, and then we just have to brace this, the front part of it where most of the weight actually is. We're gonna have to brace that like off of something up here. I'm just gonna have to get like a piece of metal or something to actually do that with. But that's where I'm gonna want to do it. over there. And basically what that's going to look like is, once it's actually in there, right here we'll have a hole, and this is where we'll refill the power steering fluid. So that's where everything will come out and go in. And the good thing is that the lines are already over here, so it's minimal work to actually get them through. Ideally, I could put it right over there, but I don't want it sitting up here in the engine bay, because this engine bay is basically going to be shaved. The only unfortunate thing is, based off of where the banjo bolt is on there, that's going to be kind of a pain to actually service, because I'm going to have to take the power steering pump out in order to service it. Because that bolt, just like in the Mazda, well, not really just like in the Mazda, because it was suspended in the Mazda, but it's going to be like right up against the frame rail, because the banjo bolt for this is legitimately right here in between these 2 points. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and lift this up, pull off the flywheel, and we'll be able to fully rotate the engine and set the timing. So I just did all of that work to get the puller on here, and are you serious? Don't you? Like, it's coming off, it was coming off at least, with my hands. Look at that. That's insane. You know what? While we're at it, let's see what the new parts look like on there. And if you haven't seen it before, it's the Ross Performance harmonic balancer. Has our little crank trigger on there. And actually, now that I think about it, I cannot put this on yet. Give me 1 second. I needed 2 hands to do this apparently, so. Wow, that's a tight fit. I'm not smacking that all the way on there because I'm not gonna be able to get that off if I do. So that very obviously did not work out well, but we got everything torn down as much as I wanted to when I first did this. So now honestly all I have to do is just pull the belt, and then we're ready for full disassembly. We're almost there. We're getting closer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the 33 heads immediately. It really depends on if I can find them or not. I'm not going to delay the build just waiting for like a Frontier or something to hit the salvage yard. If I can't get them, I can't get them, and it's super unfortunate, but I'm going to continue to build this engine. So as always, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button down below. At this point, the live stream should have already passed for when I created the fog light replacement where I'm going to be using the intake. So go ahead and look out for that video coming up. So if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I drop the new video for creating that, because that's going to be pretty sweet. Honestly, I think, honestly, well, it's one of those little things that it means a lot more than what it actually is, because even though it's just like a little replacement for it, for a fog light, and it goes to an intake, it kind of will help me and whoever wants to follow along build the skills to be able to design their own things for their own car and make sure it works, get tolerances and stuff in check. But I'm just rambling. As always, thank you again for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.